Right now, someone making $45,000 a year is building more wealth than someone making $120,000. How is that possible? Because I've spent the last decade studying wealth patterns, and here's what the data actually shows. Your salary matters less than you think. Your daily decisions matter more than you realize. If you have these 7 signs, you're already in the top 10% of financial behavior, even if your bank account doesn't show it yet. Let me prove it. Sign 1. You calculate opportunity cost automatically. Here's where most people get it wrong. They think long-term thinking means I'll save for retirement. That's not enough. Real wealth thinking is when you see a $200 purchase and automatically think, if I invested this at 8% annual return, that's $466 in 10 years. Is this worth $466 of my future? This is called opportunity cost thinking, and it's how Warren Buffett still lives in a house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. A Stanford study found that only 12% of people naturally calculate opportunity cost before spending. If you do this even occasionally, you're already operating at a level most people never reach. But here's the trap. Don't let this paralyze you. The goal isn't to never spend, it's to spend consciously. Action step. This week, before any purchase over $50, pause and calculate, what could this become if I invested it instead? Then decide. Sometimes the answer is still buy it, and that's fine. Awareness is the breakthrough. Sign 2. You invest in leverage, not just skills. Everyone tells you to learn skills. That's table stakes. Wealthy people take it further. They ask, what skill has the highest leverage? Here's the difference. Learning to code is valuable skill. Learning to code and building a SaaS product that generates passive income is leverage. Learning marketing is valuable skill. Learning marketing and creating a course that sells while you sleep is leverage. Naval Ravikant calls this earning while you sleep. If your income requires your time, you're not wealthy yet. You're just well paid. A 2023 Vanguard study found that millionaires have an average of 7 income streams. But here's what they don't tell you. They didn't build all 7 at once. They built one, then used those earnings to fund the next. The pattern: learn, build, automate, repeat. If you're already thinking, how can I create income without trading time? You're thinking correctly. Action step: list your current skills. Pick one. Ask yourself, how could I package this to create value while I'm not working? It could be a digital product, a system, an online service, anything scalable.
Sign 3. You track mistakes like data points. Here's something nobody talks about. Wealthy people keep failure logs, not journals, not diaries, actual spreadsheets where they track what went wrong, why it went wrong, the exact cost, time, or money, and what they'll do differently. Ray Dalio built Bridgewater, the world's largest hedge fund, on this exact principle. He calls them pain button moments. Most people avoid their failures because it hurts. The wealthy dissect their failures because each one contains a $1 million lesson. I started tracking my financial mistakes in 2019. In 2 years, I identified $14,000 in annual waste, subscriptions I didn't use, impulse buys, convenience purchases, just by being aware. The reality check: if you can't name your 3 biggest money mistakes from last year and what you learned, you're repeating them. Action step: create a simple note on your phone titled Money Lessons. Every time you make a financial decision you regret, write date, decision, cost, lesson. Review it monthly. This habit alone will save you thousands. Sign 4. You understand your true hourly rate. Most people think they know their hourly rate. They don't. If you make $60,000 a year, you think you make about $29 an hour. But here's the real calculation. $60,000 salary, taxes, 22%, equals $46,800 after tax. Work costs, commute, clothes, lunch, decompression, around $5,000 per year. Net, $41,800. Now divide by actual hours. 50 weeks times 40 hours equals 2,000 hours at work, plus 5 hours a week commuting equals 250 hours, plus 3 hours a week recovery time equals 150 hours. Total 2,400 hours consumed by job. Real hourly rate, $17.42. That $60 dinner? that's 3.5 hours of your actual life. That $1,000 phone, that's 57 hours, more than a full work week. A 2022 study from MIT showed that people who calculate their true hourly rate reduce unnecessary spending by 31% on average without feeling deprived. Action step: calculate your real hourly rate using the formula above. Write it on a card in your wallet. Before any non-essential purchase, convert the price to hours, then decide.
Sign 5. You understand the wealth gap formula. Most people focus on increasing income. Wealthy people focus on increasing the gap. Here's the only formula that matters. Wealth equals income minus expenses times time times growth rate. Notice income alone means nothing. A doctor making $300K who spends $295K is building wealth slower than a teacher making $50K who saves $15K. This is why lifestyle inflation is so deadly. Every time you increase spending to match income, you reset the formula back to zero. Here's the pattern I see constantly. Year 1, make $50K, spend $40K, save $10K. Year 5, make $80K, spend $75K, save $5K. Year 10, make $120K, spend $115K, save $5K. They 2.4x'd their income, but went backward on wealth building. Compared to year 1, make $50K, spend $40K, save $10K. Year 5, make $80K, spend $50K, save $30K. Year 10, make $120K, spend $60K, save $60K. Same income progression, completely different financial futures. Action step: calculate your current gap, monthly income minus expenses. Set a goal to increase it by 5% this quarter, either by earning more or spending less. Track it. The gap is everything. Sign 6. You choose strategic discomfort. There's regular discomfort, like forcing yourself to wake up early. Then there's strategic discomfort, deliberately choosing short-term pain for asymmetric long-term gain. Examples: living with roommates for 3 years to save $40K for investments, driving a used car for 5 extra years to be debt-free, working a side hustle 15 hours a week for 2 years to start a business, skipping vacations to build a 6-month emergency fund. The key word is strategic. You're not suffering randomly, you're making calculated trades. A Princeton study on delayed gratification found that people who can tolerate discomfort for strategic reasons earn 32% more over their lifetimes than those who optimize for comfort. But here's the part nobody mentions. You need an end date. "I'll live frugally forever" doesn't work. The wealthy think, "I'll accept discomfort for X years to never be uncomfortable again." Action step: identify one area where you're choosing comfort over wealth building. Pick an end date, 12 months, 24 months, etc. Accept the discomfort until then. Having a finish line makes it sustainable. Sign 7. You optimize for freedom, not status. Here's the ultimate wealth test. Would you rather make $150K, work 60 hours a week, have a luxury car and designer clothes? Or make $80K, work 30 hours a week, have financial freedom and time control? Most people pick A and call it success. The truly wealthy pick B and call it wealth. Because real wealth isn't what you own, it's what you control. Morgan Housel, author of The Psychology of Money, said it perfectly. The highest form of wealth is the ability to wake up every morning and say, "I can do whatever I want today." I see this pattern constantly. People chase 6 figures, get it, then realize they've locked themselves into golden handcuffs. Big salary, big lifestyle, zero freedom.
Meanwhile, someone making half as much but owning their time can say no to bad opportunities, take calculated risks, spend time with family, build side projects, choose their location. The data backs this. A study of 4,000 millionaires found that 78% said time freedom was more important than visible wealth. Action step: write down your ideal week, not in 20 years, but in 3 years. How many hours would you work? Doing what? Where would you be? Now, reverse engineer. What financial position do you need to make that possible? That's your real wealth target. Here's what I need you to understand. Wealth isn't built in one moment. It's built in 1,000 small decisions that compound over time. If even 4 of these 7 signs describe you, you're already in the top 15% of financial behavior in America, regardless of your current bank balance. The difference between you and someone with $1 million isn't intelligence. It's not luck. It's not even opportunity, though that helps. It's this. They made these decisions consistently for 10 to 15 years. That's it. That's the secret. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to optimize everything. You just need to keep showing up with these habits until time and compound interest do their thing. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. So here's my challenge. Pick one sign from this video. Just one. Master it this month. Then come back and pick another. Because wealth isn't built by doing everything at once. It's built by doing one thing at a time consistently for years. You're closer than you think. Keep going. Subscribe to Broke to Brilliant for more evidence-based wealth strategies. Drop a comment telling me which sign surprised you most.